Hi, Stephen Fortner here for Piano Buyer. Today we're taking a look at the Casio Privia PX-S3000. A new, very svelte, very design-forward, but very feature-packed piano in their Privia line of digital pianos. And the first thing you're going to notice about it is the design. Now, if I power it off, it kind of looks like the monolith from 2001, right? It's just this black slab of nothingness, and so it just blends into any decor. Turn it on, and you'll see that what you have here is a touch panel that sort of cycles through everything. And here are all your sections. So you can see as I toggle through controls that everything is sort of glowing up at you from underneath the plastic of the panel. It's a really cool look. It's future and retro at the same time. If you remember Bang & Olufsen stereos from the 80s and 90s, which were these wedge-shaped, very retro-futuristic looking things. Kind of reminds me of that a little bit. Different rows of buttons have different pages, and there's a function button right here where if you see me toggling that, this side toggles between your tones, your instrument sounds, rhythms, a control mode where you can control all kinds of powerful DSP effects, transposition, what these knobs over here on this side do above your pitch bend wheel, arpeggiator, harmonizer, and splitting and layering. Then you hit the function button again, you get into registrations, reg right there. Those are memories that save pretty much the entire state of the instrument. Every control setting, every sound plus rhythm setup, accompaniment setup you might have. So it's great for playing music in a band and recalling all of your settings at once. Over on this side, you have accompaniments. And your accompaniments, you can have just rhythms, just drum tracks like... Or you can go into accompaniment mode and have fully arranged auto accompaniment. But let's talk about what matters most to Piano Buyer readers first, which is the keyboard action and the main grand piano sound. The action on this thing, for a piano that goes for $799 at retailers, $800 basically, is one of the nicest I've ever played. It's graded, so you have heavier keys on the bottom, lighter keys on the top. It is very nicely textured, meaning the keys are a little bit rough on top. And they're a little bit rougher even than a lot of textured actions I've played, and I like it. It really gives you a nice finger grip. And by the way, for a weighted action keyboard, this is the lightest and smallest I have ever seen in my life. It weighs about under 25 pounds, I think. In addition to it being physically weighted and graded, it has something called smart scaling, which means that the keyboard, which actually uses high-resolution MIDI velocity, unheard of on a keyboard at this price, it's scanning for how fast you're playing, how hard you're playing, and it's combining that information with the physical weights of the keys, and it's crunching some numbers and doing some math to give you a very authentic piano playing experience. What's important on this is that you've got 5 touch response curves, because it's a very, like if you play with the power off, right? You turn a digital piano off, and you do this sort of thing, clackety clackety clack, and you're going to get an initial sense of, in absence of any sound, how how the action feels. And this feels light to me when I do this. I turn it on, however. We have our power up routine, very pretty. You turn it on and play. And it's going to feel different immediately. So what the smart scaling plus the touch response curves do is they really trick your brain into thinking that the action is heavier or lighter than it physically is. You set this thing to the heaviest setting, you will get a workout. So if you're really trying to develop those classical chops and individual finger strength, you can do so, and you can do so in a way that would please a pretty picky music professor on this keyboard.